Well, I was happy for that moment for you, Miggy, just because I remember what it was like when you were down here as the face of a franchise that really was starting over. I mean, you were a long tenured Marlin, and then you get to go back to your original franchise in LA to have a moment like that. I mean, it has to be pretty crazy to be looking back on your career this year to think about all the things you've been through. I mean, does it blow you away right now? Like, have you gotten some time to soak this in?
It's really crazy, but I'm proud of myself and the way that I put myself in that position to be able to get that opportunity. You know, not anybody can say that they can play 2 World Series in a row, having the opportunity to win both of them, and this one especially on the personal note feels so much better because I feel like a contributor from. I mean, a first hand, you know, like when you got the opportunity to play Game 6 and Game 7 in a World Series is something that not every baseball player can do. And to put it into perspective, a lot of hard work throughout my whole career, and it was a hard work and a hard road, but at the same time, prepared me for that moment. And obviously, I was always asking for something like that to happen to me, but I think I was prepared. Just because of everything that I have to do throughout my career and being here in Miami and being able to kind of go through different phases of the franchise and for them to stuck up with me and kind of like gave me the opportunity to rebuild with them in 2019, 2020. It was pretty cool and got me to the point where when I got to the Dodgers again, I was a way mature and prepared player to help an organization to win a World Series.
From your perspective, like, what was it like going from a franchise that was sometimes laughed at? I know that you would take, stick up for you guys in the media to, man, you went to expected excellence every year because you guys don't spare expense with the Dodgers. So, like, what was that pressure like going from maybe like a team that kind of gets to be in the shadows to you now have the bullseye on your back every single year now?
Yeah, to put that into perspective, I went to an organization not to lose 100 games every year. That was my goal. To be honest with you, I was like kind of pushing the guys. We're not losing 100 games this year. We gotta continue to play. I know it's gonna be tough because we're facing guys they're trying to make it to the playoff right now. And we're just not in contention like the whole month of September. It's really hard to play baseball like that and kind of to put numbers on that way and kind of play kind of for yourself at the same time pushing others to kind of like find themselves like how they're going to be in the big leagues and to stay in the big leagues and to develop them into helping us next year. That happened in 2019, and then we have a COVID year in 2020, and we had the opportunity to kind of like break the ceiling and make it to the playoff and winning a playoff series. I think that was a huge step for the organization. From that to going to an organization where when they acquire me, they tell me, "Hey, would you want to come and play for the Dodgers? We don't want you to feel like, hey, you're coming here and you're getting demoted to a platoon guy or a utility guy. We're gonna need you to move around, and you're not gonna be the everyday shortstop. But we need your experience and your stuff that you can do around the field." And my first thing that I told my agent and Andrew Freeman was, it's crazy if a player that got offered to come to the best organization in the world and in baseball right now to say no to an opportunity like that, especially me at the back end of my career and going there in 2023 and having the opportunity to have these last 2 amazing years is mind blowing, and it's really hard to put into perspective.
All right, people out there, you gotta understand. I'm gonna take it down a little bit of a path. Any good team that I was on, they had guys that were glue guys. I never made it to the World Series. Maybe we didn't have enough of them. That's why we never made it in the 90s. But this type of guy is the guy behind the scenes that makes everything happen. The fact that Miguel is sitting here in this position is a credit to him as a man, as a person, as an athlete, and as a teammate, because it's hard to stay ready coming off the bench. When I played, I was lucky enough. I was an everyday. I knew I was going to be in the lineup. I didn't have to worry about walking in, deciding, was I going to be there? How, what was my role? I understood where I was going to hit. I understood what my role is. But you all don't understand. For him, at one point in time, for Dave Roberts to get up and say, Miguel, you're going to play game 6 of the World Series, and for him to contribute on both offensively and defensively is just amazing. And Dave knew that he needed that spark. So it's such a hard thing to do, to be prepared. Everybody says they always tell you when you're on, you're an extra guy, you're utility guy, stay ready. He actually was ready. So how did you keep that preparation? To me is much harder, but so important to be able to win a World Series, and you did it.
I think it's a culture that we have in that organization, in that clubhouse. Everybody understand who they are in that roster. And when your name is going to be called, you got to be ready. And that doesn't mean that you're going to have success right away. And I was lucky enough and fortunate that I got 6 or 7 ground balls that game, and I can impact that game the way that Miguel Rojas always impacted a team, which is defensively. I went 0 for 3 that day, but we won 3-1. Wow. Because of like a couple plays that I made. I caught rallies in the middle of like the 7 and the 8, and I think that's what kind of makes me more proud of the way that I was ready. It was a team effort. We didn't make mistakes. We didn't win the series. I think we win moments. During that series, it was really hard for us to say, "Oh, we're the best team right now," because we got blown out 2 games, and then we won the extra inning game that was a coin flip, and then we won 6 and 7.
Right.
It's kind of like you gotta win moments, and to win moments, you have to have the right personnel that they're gonna step up in the big moments and do stuff like what Freddie did, what Will Klein did, what Yamamoto did. And that's why this organization paid that much money for these players to be ready at the opportunity, because it's really hard. It's really easy to kind of like be there and be mad and you know how it is.
Right.
You play the game for a long time. When you're not playing for 2 or 3 weeks,
right,
you're going to be upset and you're going to feel it inside of you. I could be there. I could be contributing. I know I can play. But at the end of the day, it's not about me. It's about the organization. It's about the team getting to get a ring. And I got a ring in 2024 without even being a big part of it. Right. But I was a part of it. And right, that's why I carry this ring and I carry the championship like I want it, and that's what I feel like is important. You can never forget that it's a team sport and you're playing for your teammates. And that's why it was so easy for me to kind of stay ready, trust that Doc was going to need me at some point. And at the end of the day, it's kind of my job to be ready for the boys,
What's the reaction been like since, though? Like that's because Miggy, you talk about moments, like you had the moment, and it's like that's almost like a life-changing moment, even in a lifetime of baseball. So like, what has it been like just being known as the guy? Like I know as a kid, like I don't forget Edgar Renteria. I don't forget Alex Gonzalez. Like you're that now for the Dodgers for this championship. And so like, what's the reaction been like, and how have you soaked all that in?
Well, hold up, Miggy, were you thinking slider?
No, actually, I never sit off pitch because it's gonna be so hard for me to hit a fastball if he happens to throw one.
All right, so teaching moment. Like I tell everybody, offensively when you're hitting, it's easier to slow down than it is to speed up. So Miguel is talking about it right now. I was thinking fastball, and then I reacted to
a slider that it was hanging in the middle in part of the zone. So the thing is, like, you need to know who you are in the lineup. I got Shohei Ohtani behind me. It's really hard for me to get off the fastball, knowing that these guys, they don't want to walk me. And we all know these pitchers have better command when they throw fastballs, right? So when I got to 3-2 count, especially after he lose one slider open in, I say, there's no reason why to throw another slider here. If I'm a pitcher, I'm trying to challenge this guy, hit it, because Shohei's behind him, and if he rips that slider and he's off the zone a little bit, I think he will be happy right now because that homer didn't happen. I got on base, and who knows what Shohei does. But at the end of the day, I can't really get off the fastball, knowing that I'm hitting in the ninth spot. I got Shohei Ohtani behind me. And then after Shohei, we got another Hall of Famer behind him and on Will Smith or Freddie Freeman, whoever was hitting second. So for me, it's like I knew what I was going to get. But then he honed the slider, and because I was on the fastball, I was able to pull it that way, because it's really hard to pull a hang slider that don't do much.
And keep it fair.
Yeah, because you know how it is. When those sliders kind of backed up a little bit, it's really hard to hit them, you know? But I was on the fastball, I swung for fastball, and I kind of caught it out front. That's why kind of my reaction was like, okay, I hit it good, but I don't know if it's going to have the lift to go. But I didn't know that I hit it 105. I mean, the moment was amazing.
Do you remember running around the bases, or were you just floating?
I kind of remember kind of stopping between second and third, because that was the moment where I realized that I did something crazy. And I was looking for my wife on the stands, because the story about my wife telling me that I was going to hit a home run, it was all real. So after I step on second base, I say, oh shit, my wife told me that I was going to hit a homer, and it happened. Right. And I mean, I at the moment, I was just like happy that we got an opportunity to win the game. But I mean, it wasn't a homer to put us up in the score. It was just to tie the game. And then when I got to the dugout, I'm seeing Blake Snell sitting there, and he's just like locked in. He gave me like a regular high five, and he's ready to pitch the next inning. So that's what I kind of what brought me back to earth, and tell myself, okay, you have to relax, because we have to play another inning. And sure enough, I got a big play on the next inning, on the bottom of that inning, to make that our home play.
So can you talk about your story with the wife? For those who don't know, can you explain that, the idea, and your wife telling you something like that? Was that out of character? Because she don't say, hey, have a great day at the office. Like, did it stand out that she's like, oh, you're going to do this today?
No, the thing is, like, going back to what Mo just asked me about, like staying ready and being ready, right? So we are in the NLCS. We swept the Brewers. I didn't get one at bat in that series, and I'm pouty. I'm not happy. You know, I'm coming back home, and yeah, the team is winning, but I'm kind of like, I'm not doing anything. You know, like I'm just there. I'm being a good teammate. I'm trying to be a good friend, a good guy in the clubhouse. But when you're home, lights are off. Life is different. I'm kind of like, I want to play. I want to get in there. You know, I want to get an opportunity to at least get a hit. You know, like feel like I'm contributing, other than being in the clubhouse and all that. That's kind of my job too. But at the end of the day, you have some pride too, and you have some, you know, ego, and it's really hard to put it aside completely. Even though when I'm in the field, I'm not trying to, you know, like tell anybody.
It's your safe space. That's what you think when you're home.
So I'm home, and I'm telling my wife this whole time, I want to play, and she's telling me, you gotta be patient, because I know when you get in there, you're not just gonna play. You're gonna do something really special, and you're gonna hit a big home run. And she keeps telling me, this started in the NLCS. And I'm waking up every single day waiting, because, it was a moment where I didn't know if I was going to start one of the games, because Pages was kind of struggling in center field, and Doc was thinking about like maybe moving Tommy to center and play me at second base. And I was waiting for that text message every single day. And is
that how we by text?
That's how it goes with Doc. Doc kind of like gave you a heads up and text you the night before. He always kind of like, if you're starting at some point or whatever, especially the guys that like when you play every day, you don't need to receive a text message every day if you're Freddie Freeman or Mookie Betts. Maybe if he's moving you in the order just because of whatever, he's going to let you know. But with the utility guys, especially Kike and Austin Barnes when he was there, and CT and me, he was like really good communicating. Hey, you're a second base tomorrow, or you're shortstop tomorrow, or during the day something happened with the starter, and he texts me right away. Hey, you got short tonight, whatever. And then I was expecting that text message, and I was waiting for it. And I wake up and I got excited. We're playing the World Series. We're playing game one of the World Series. I want to play. I feel like I have an opportunity to play. And I was waiting for that text message. And I'm talking to my wife at that time. And I was kind of nervous. And she always tell me, like, don't worry. Don't be nervous. don't be too high, don't be too low, because you're gonna get in there. And I know because number 11 means a lot to us in my family. And she told me that somehow in a dream and driving around, she keeps seeing number 11s. And I think that was the reason why she knew something special was waiting and something like that was going to happen. And I mean, it happens in the biggest moment of my life and my career in baseball.
Tell me about. I'm a fan of Freddie Freeman. I'm a fan of all. I mean, I'm a fan of all you guys. To be honest, I wasn't pulling for you guys. I wanted the Guerrero family to get a piece of that action. But I'm a fan of the Dodgers, and I'm a fan of any organization that is down with winning. I'm a fan of that. So, but tell me what it's like being around, Freeman, Shohei. How's I love, I'm lefty, and I love guys that stay inside the ball, hit the ball the other way. I think that's how I was able to have a decent career. So for me, he's one of my favorites, and Mookie Betts doing what he did for Boston. And how is it like playing with that, that type of juice and Ohtani and just a great team, and you are so much a part of that. How's it like coming into that clubhouse like that?
Yeah, you would love to be a teammate of Freddie Freeman.
Yeah.
It's the definition of the guy that you want on your team, because he's a guy who's gonna, he's gonna be in the lineup. He's not gonna put any excuses. Yep. He's gonna post every single day. I think that's what I respect the most about a baseball player. Yeah. And from seeing it from firsthand, knowing that he have to drive 45 minutes to an hour after taking his kids to school, all the way down in Orange County to go to Dodger Stadium to get there early, being tired, taking a nap before the game, and playing that game like everything is on the line every single night. And regardless of what happened that night, putting it away, do it again the next day, doing it for 162 games, not taking a day off as an option. I think that's you respect that a lot. And that's Freddie Freeman. Freddie Freeman is a guy who is going to lead by example. He's not going to talk much. But if you have Freddie on your team, he's going to teach you so much just by preparing and playing the game every single day the way he does. And obviously you have guys who have different routines. You have Mookie Betts that is the hardest worker that I ever seen. And I thought Martin Prado was the hardest worker before I met Mookie. But Mookie surpassed everything that I'm seeing in my life, because Mookie, without any cup of coffee, energy drink, or anything like that, Mookie is a complete athlete that kind of goes every single day, and he's not satisfied if he's not working until he's sweating every single day on offense and defense. And I feel like that's a great thing about this team, that nobody really knows how special, in a different way, every single one of them are. And then you have Shohei Ohtani, where he can just wake up and throw 7 innings shutout with 12 strikeouts like he did in Baltimore when he wasn't supposed to pitch because Tyler Glasnow have a back. Our team is in a really bad spot at that moment, and we need a guy to step up. Who do you think is going to start a game like that? A rookie, right? Or a guy who's kind of like there that you can designate for assignment later, or you can send down because he got options. No, Shohei Ohtani told the organization, I got it, because he was supposed to pitch the next day. The guy who's earning $700 million in his contract, he say, I'm going to take the ball and I'm going to pitch for the team. I don't care what anybody says. So those are the kind of guys that kind of like, you have Freddie doing his thing, you got Mookie working his ass off every single day, and then you got Shohei that is something that he don't need much.
Is he the best you've ever seen?
Ever. And it's not just because I'm playing with him, it's because nobody else can do what Shohei does.
Right.
He's having the best game of the generation of baseball. Just in that one game, he just broke any record that you can have. Like 3 homers, hit 1 out of Dodger Stadium, and he's throwing 6 innings, strikeout 10, hitting 101 mile per hour. And I don't think anybody else can do that.
It doesn't seem real. Like it's ridiculous. Like he's like not from this planet. What makes him tick? Is like, obviously the language barrier in America kind of like makes him a little bit mysterious to fans. So like, what's it like with him behind the scenes? Like baseball's, I guess, a little bit more universal. Do you get that in touch as a teammate with him?
It's really hard to kind of explain it because it's so simple. You know, he don't need much to get ready. His talent kind of overtake the preparation and kind of like the work that everybody else have to put in to be really good, you know? And when you have to take so many swings in the cage to hit the ball hard, he doesn't have to do that. So his abilities to be that good, you know, one of the most impressive things that Shohei does is when he hit his little flips in the cage, and he had a little routine where he hit a bunch of balls off the tee, and then he started hitting flips. And then he hit like a little red machine that shoot balls that kind of like goes up. And after that, he take like 10 or 12 swings off a flip. And he's trying to like pull it in the air in the cage, but we have the hit track now. And he hitting balls in the cage 120. That goes for like 480 something on the machine. And I never seen that to ever get close by any other player in our team, hitting off the machine or velocity or anything like that. He's so amazing the way that baseball comes easy to him. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, we need to know what happened behind the scenes when he's not with us. Because I don't think the work stopped for him when he's done with the baseball game. I think those guys like Ichiro Suzuki, when I played with him, I knew Ichiro was already warm and worked out before he got to the field. Right. But we don't see that. Right. We don't know with Shohei if he's like doing something at home after the game, if he's doing something else. Because when he get to the field, it's all business. And I'm here to play. So he's not the guy that get there at 12 p.m. in the afternoon for the 7 p.m. game. No, he gets there around 2:30, 3, depending on what he have to do. He's there just to play the game, and then he goes home. Nobody really knows what happened behind the scenes.
I think one of the best things, and you'll let me know this. I think the Dodgers use analytics to a point, but I don't think it's your overall makeup in terms of how Dave Roberts goes about his business. I think that he's got a whole bunch of talent that he looks and presses the buttons how he needs to press them to make real decisions. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, I think baseball season are kind of in Dodgers, especially with the Dodgers. I kind of get to see a little bit closer because my relationship with Doc and being in the organization for 3 years now since I get back, I feel like they divided the season in three parts. So there's the first part of the season where they're just trying to get the players going, and they're gonna give a lot of opportunities to the guy who they think, and with the analytic numbers and all the formulas that they have, they're gonna let them get to the point where they're gonna be productive for a team to win in 162 games, right? Then they're ready to shift if we need to shift in the second half or in the second part. I would say around July or August, they've started to kind of turn the page and kind of started to learn a little bit more from the new players, what he can do, what he can do, who's playing good, who's playing bad, and get off a little bit of the analytic numbers. And then there's the playoff where it's the combination of both. Analytics plus the gut and the eye that Doc have. And he's not afraid of making a decision for the benefit of the team going away from analytics. So I think analytics got us to a spot because we have a lot of players who they already put into this formula of winning a lot of games in 162 that I think it works because we're playing 162 games for a reason. Right. And we need to win a lot of the games with the stuff that they know players can do. And then if you do that formula and let players play, regardless of struggling or not feeling well or going down on injuries, they have players that they're going to replace and the formula still work, you know? So I feel like that's the reason why the Dodgers are being so successful because there's a formula, they trust it, And then when the season is approaching the playoff and those moments where you really need the personnel, and the best example is Kike Hernandez.
Right.
For me, Kike Hernandez during the regular season, you see his usage. He's just against left-handed pitcher. He's a platoon guy. He plays left field. He plays third base. They're going to plug him in. I mean, they don't really care if he plays much or gets a bunch of at-bats or he hits for average or anything like that. But they know when
Playoff time
starts,
there he is.
Kike Hernandez is playing every single game.
Right.
And it doesn't matter if he's a right-handed pitcher, left-handed pitcher, if he's a switch-handed pitcher, Kike Hernandez is playing every single day. So that's what I see from my point of view.
That's awesome.
Well, congratulations on re-signing and going back. How excited are you about the chance to three-peat? Because that hasn't been done since the Yankees. It's not been done by many teams. I think it's only them and the A's to do it as franchises. It's only been done, I think, 4 times. So it's a crazy feat that you guys are going after. How difficult you think it's going to be? How excited are you for that chance?
Yeah, super excited, and I think that's a goal that we all have, and that's why we want to have the opportunity to have the same personnel, the same guys on the team. You know, especially that's why a lot of people want Kike to sign back. You know, even though he just got a surgery, but we all know we need Kike for the crunch time, and it's gonna be nice to have kind of the same group in paper plus the guys that we need to repeat, because it's not easy. You know, winning one championship is hard, especially the way that we did it. We went to Korea, then we played the longest season ever.
Right. To
repeat and play one of the longest season, going to Japan and then playing 162 and finishing in 7 games. I think that's really hard on the body and on the guys who are playing over and over and over and overcoming injuries and surgeries and all that. So I'm super excited to get back to LA and give this a real chance with the same guys, and understanding that our legacy are kind of on the line too. Because if we are able to pull this out, I think we can be on the conversation of the best team in ever to play the game.
Like how important are those relationships? We're seeing this locally with the Florida Panthers, right? Like they're going for the three-peat. They're hit right out of the gate. Adversity. They lose their captain. At one point, they're in the bottom of the East, and like they're starting to, get things going together. And you just see that they start leaning on those relationships they have with each other, those experiences as repeating. Like, do you feel that too? Like you guys you had that familiarity with each other and that clubhouse camaraderie. Like how important is that? Because it's such a grind, 160 games plus playoffs. Like it must feel like, all right, we're going, it's going to be such a long journey. You got to enjoy it. But how important is it for you guys to have each other to get through that?
Yeah. You just mentioned a couple of things that we have to go through. Plus we are the Dodgers. We're playing in almost every Sunday night baseball. We're having the toughest schedule just because, everybody wants to see us on TV. And, like we don't get many of the 4 p.m. stars in the East Coast. We got 7 p.m. premium hours to play on TV. So we have to play a day game after that, and then we have to travel. And those are the things that make it really, really hard for us. And I think people out there watching that not pulling for the Dodgers should be at least happy for the way that we kind of handle business throughout the whole year, just because we're not playing just for us. We're playing for everybody, and not just in the United States, but Japan and Latin America. Everybody have their eyes on top of the Dodgers, and we're trying to take care of business in-house. We're trying to stay kind of collected and not paying too much attention of what is going on out there, because this year is a prime example. In July, August, we wasn't playing that good, and we were about to lose the division.
Yeah, but we knew.
Yeah, well, a lot of people knew just because of the track record that this team have, and having the Padres were a game ahead of us at some point in August. They have the division at a point, and we wasn't playing that good, but we never lost the confidence of we're gonna come back and we're gonna get everybody together. And we know if we did it last year and we have our backs against the wall, we can do it again. And we're going to do it because we have Shohei Ohtani, because we have Freddie Freeman. we have Mookie Betts. And those guys are the pillar of everybody trusting and understanding that we can do it again.
So I want to get back to you. So we talked about the difficulty, but we got to talk about this celebration. This has been had to have seen you at the Latin Grammys. I've seen you courtside. I've seen you like all. So what? Like, how fun has this been? Just getting to basket it. Like, you work hard. This has got to be amazing.
Yeah, I'm not shying away from it either. You know, like I say something to myself that I've been working so hard and I've been trying to stay kind of like under the radar for a long time because I never want to get too high because you never know what's going to happen next year or where your career is going to go. But I say this time I feel like I can't really pass this opportunity to kind of live the moment and enjoy every single little thing that is happening to me. And with that being said, that's why I'm sitting here with you guys. I'm trying to be able to express what I feel through my experience and through my point of view of what's happened in that World Series and throughout those moments. And it's been amazing. I've been non-stopping for all this time. I've been traveling with the family. It's been amazing the way that kind of like my life changed. Like you say, it's a life-changing moment because now when I'm walking in LA, I just came from LA yesterday. I went there for an event and it's crazy. I can't really go to a restaurant anymore without like having to stop and take a picture on a table, or someone wants to buy me a drink, or someone wants to pay for my dinner.
You earned it, bro.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm not gonna shy away from it because I always wanted to have this moment. So now that I'm having this opportunity, why not to go to the Grammys and being courtside for the Heat, a team that I always follow really closely, and something that I feel like is kind of like my life because it's going to be my life after baseball too, because I'm always going to be here in Miami. And I feel like Miami is a great it's a great way for me to kind of like represent my culture. And I feel at home here.
Yeah, I always remember because you mentioned the stay ready thing. I remember you Heat captain Udonis Haslem back in the day. Like that was his thing. You stay ready so you don't got to get ready. And that had to be. Did you get to interact with him at all from winning the championship?
I haven't. I did. So UD in one of the games here in Miami, he threw the first pitch when the Dodgers were in town. So I got the opportunity to say hi to him. I mean, I'm a different person when I'm in the season. You know, it's really hard to get close to me when I'm in season. I always tell my family and everybody like when season start, sometimes I'm not gonna even reply my text message, and it's really hard because I put a lot of effort.
It takes a lot of the mentality to be successful. You have to really focus. I swear I missed 13 years of my life when I, being in the Major League Baseball, with my mom and my dad and my family. It's like a blur because you're just, when you have a good game, you survive. And when you don't, you're dying. You know what I mean? So you're, that track that you're on, especially with Miguel playing at that level, that Dodgers level has gotta be unbelievable.
Stressful.
But just know here that when you got in that game and was playing, I was like, man, this is because I know what it takes to come off the bench. And I've seen so many people not be ready. But it takes a special person and a special professional to be ready and then come through. So congrats to you. And everything you get, you deserve, you've earned. And when you're done, there's a great coaching position here at Vaughn Sports Academy that we're going to need guys like this guy right around because he's just got tremendous amount of experiences and teaching ability for everyone involved.
Yeah, mate. How much do you know you want to go in baseball left? Do you have anything in mind? And then when baseball's over, what do you aspire to?
Yeah. After I get to meet Mo, he just asked me if I'm retired, and one of the reasons why I'm stepping away from playing, I don't think it's because of the baseball abilities. I think I can still play, but I feel the same way. I feel like I lost a lot of time of my life these last 13 years, plus the other 12 that I have to play in the minor leagues. And I've been fortunate enough to play more than 20 years in professional baseball since I was 16 years old. I'm about to be 38, and I feel like the reason why I'm stepping away from the game is because I don't want to miss any more time with the little ones and being able to help my wife. She's been kind of by herself these last 4 years because I have the fortune to play for the Miami Marlins and stay at my house, you know, and I was really happy, and I didn't know how important that was until I moved to LA. And when now that I have the time to reflect a little bit of those years here, I still didn't enjoy my family because I was so locked in on baseball and what I need to do now, you know, what's next on my career. Because, I mean, when you get to the big leagues, you want to stay in the big leagues. Mm-hmm. And then after that, you want to be an everyday player. And then after that, you want to be an all-star. And then after that, you want to win a World Series. And then after that, something else, you know, like you want to repeat. And then you want to win a three-peat. And that's why we're here sitting. And then when is that going to stop? Right. And I just feel like, I mean, it's time for me to kind of like play my last year. And then I don't want to step away from the game completely. I'm going to stay in the game. And I already signed my last contract as a baseball player. And then after that, I'm going to stay with the organization, with the Dodgers, helping the players development kind of on my own terms here and there. I want to learn a lot. I want to know different aspects of the game that I didn't get to see as a baseball player. I want to open myself a little bit to front office, ownership, sponsors, TV. I want to know what's out there for me with the ultimate goal to be a big league manager. So I want to be a big league manager at some point one day. And obviously that's going to be my goal. And that's what I want to gather a lot of information and a lot of knowledge from people who already done it, because I think there's power on experience. And I think that's why I keep coming back to teams, you know, because they want my experience, not because I'm the best hitter out there or the fastest guy. It's because of the experience and knowing that you already gone through it is really powerful.
How old are your kids?
So my son is 10. He's playing Little League baseball right now. He's all over the place playing on these tournaments. Obviously, actually, he's playing today at 6 p.m. Down in Weston. So I just gonna run
that way.
Yeah, I'm going.
I got a 13-year-old. I'm on the same.
There you go.
On the same track.
You know how it is. So my son is 10. He's playing and he's kind of having his own little life now. So I want to be part of it. I want to coach him. I want to coach the team. I want to be able to kind of like help, because I'm seeing other fathers doing it, and why not me, that I played the game for so long, you know? And then my daughter is 4, and I want to be there for her too. So it's really special, and I'm happy, and I'm really, I don't know if I'm ready. Like Clayton Kershaw was saying this year that he feels great with the decision. I don't feel that way, because I feel like there's a lot of things that I want to do in the game still, but I think I'm going to enjoy knowing that it's going to be my last one.
I just got but your son must have gone crazy, because that's an age like dad's the hero. Like that's old enough to know what's going on. So like, what was his reaction to all of this?
To be honest with you, he was just happy that I was going to get a better card in MLB The Show. That's his first reaction.
Yelling at me because I'm not in it.
The instant reaction that he got is that you're going to get a bigger car and you're going to get a 99 car. So, and then of course, I mean, you know how it is, especially with the Dodgers. We got a lot of kids kind of around the same age that they always kind of like feel like really proud of what their dad do. And it's really special when you do something in front of them that they can actually go around and say, that's my dad. Right. And, you know, I'm so proud of him. So yeah, I mean, he was a big motivation for me, and I wanted to do something big for him too, and for him to feel proud, even though I know even if I just play a regular game and I don't hit a home run, he's going to be so happy that I'm wearing that uniform and I'm playing in the best league in the world.